Fedoseev, I mean, I'd rather have white here, but black draws with accurate play. So he put his rook on the open file, attacking the b pawn. Rook c2. Rook d4. Yay, thanks, David, RV00. Now, it's not exciting, but they got to positions where the engine liked white quite a bit. They thought white was getting an advantage. See, now, obviously, I'm taking white here because white has a 0% losing chance. And even though the engine says it's all zeros, black has to play well to draw. And that's why he played rook a3. Rook a4, rook a3 was to trade all the pawns, a non-style. These pawns for these pawns, trade rooks, and draw. Although I can't do it, but... Okay, he's trying not to trade pawns, Fedoseev, and then eventually he would like to win these pawns, and then he'll be winning. But trying is the first step to failure. So he's trying not to trade the pawns. But, yeah, then he had to trade the pawns. But he's trying not to. It's funny, in this position, the engine was liking white a little bit, but it actually wanted to take this and then trade rooks and go here. What? That doesn't make any sense. The engine crazy. Okay, and eventually they had to do that anyway. He's trying to get his pawns active. And they traded and got to the rook and 4 versus rook and 3. And the engine likes white quite a bit because white's up a pawn. But even positions where like the pawn is here, are drawn, although black would prefer to play h5 to stop g4, but g4 is illegal with no g-pawn. So that doesn't seem to be necessary. So I think the double pawns make it much harder for white to win in this 4 against 3. h5. He's trying to get the 3-1 here, like if you take. Then we have 3-1 on, the h-pawn's not dangerous. So black ignores it. And black's trying to come in here. The engine doesn't like king g2. It wants to try to win, just pushing these pawns. The problem is, if you try to win right away, the game's going to end in a draw. But if you do nothing forever, the guy might blunder and you'll win. So he's trying to make the game last as long as possible, giving black the most chances for an error. And black literally doesn't care. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to lose this position. Never play f3. Yeah, and black just decided to do nothing. Now, this move is very dangerous. And I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. I'm saying I wouldn't play it. The engine actually doesn't like it. But one of white's main ideas is to go here. And with the rook here, you can't do that. But white's going to play king f2. Thanks for the 300 centimeters bishop takes. So what the engine wants to do is realize the rook's going to move and play king f8. That way, if king f2 and rook h1, I'm not so worried about, e6. I'm a little worried, but not really. And the engine just says this is a draw. So it actually surprises me that Ivić played this move, allowing e6. Okay, and the engine thinks that white is either winning or has good winning chances now. Probably it's wrong, but I wouldn't allow e6 if I was black, even if I was right or wrong, because I'd just be too afraid. Okay, and he played king f6, which is excellent. And the reason it's excellent is it looks stupid because the guy takes this, but then you just play king g7. And then, man, white's pawns aren't very good. Terrible. So this is a cool move.
Yeah, he just knew. When he played rook h1, right. He knew this was a draw.
Now, in this position, white played king g2. Here's the point. After e7, okay, I must play rook e1. I must. Okay? Like in Blazing Saddles. I must. Okay, so he's hoping after here, black makes the slight inaccuracy, rook takes h5, and then black resigns. Well, that might have said white inaccuracy. But anyway, yeah, you need your rook to go to e1. It's a delicate. You have to, Okay, so you play king g2, hoping for this ridiculous move, but he didn't do that. And then always retreat. Yeah. Yeah, white's not going to win with, with those pawns. So he tried again, and there's one. Now it's a relatively easy draw. even though he lost his H pawn, as he can't. This rook, terrible. Now, in this position, if I was white, I would definitely move my rook here and play here and hope for the best. Problem is, if black puts his rook on the H file, I'm not sure what white does. Because if black, like, let me give you an example. So we play rook A7, rook here, 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 and black's like, okay, what are you going to do? And the answer is fries. It's hard to do anything. So, I mean, eventually white can, try to win by, again, making his opponent fall asleep. But, okay, so what he did was king F2. The rook went to H1. So he's trying to get his king up the board. But now he's not able to play rook to this side in H7. He's only able to play rook here in H7. And that's not really winning chances. So I don't agree with white's winning attempt, but I think it didn't matter. Yeah, black is literally doing nothing. All right, and then he's like, yep, you can't win because you can't do anything. And finally, he takes this pawn. Now, taking that pawn's risky if my king can go to G3 and I can stop you from getting to the H file. But since you can't stop from getting the H file, then it's not risky. And I guess they agreed to a draw here because you could just take this.
Rook and one each.
Yeah, and then black's better.
He did, I thought, like, when it started, that there's no hope at all for white to win.
Right.
But, I would have lost this with black.
Yeah, this is the way I think he should have played. Let's see, does G5 draw immediately or lose immediately? I guess it loses immediately. Oh, yeah, it does lose immediately. In fact, king F5 is the only move that doesn't lose. It says you resign otherwise,
right.
But I don't know why. Why does this lose? King G4.
F5, maybe? No.
Wow.
Well, you trade rooks, I say.
Wow.
Trade rooks.
Right, and and the idea is if you take the pawn, check, and F5 wins.
Yeah.
Wow, or maybe F5 doesn't win. King G5 and F5 wins.
Yeah.
Thanks for the 200 cent to-dos. So if I go here, then you play this. I guess you could have played that right away, right?
Right.
Although maybe not. Maybe then rook G1 check. Yeah. Wow, that's really
run out of checks here.
That's really nice.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's good. And then king G5, F5.
All right, so he did have better chances to win in this variation.
Yeah, this is winning for white.
Like, obviously, black could avoid this.
Okay, so if he had played rook here, if he had played this move, which he did not, this is the only drawing move. And after this is the only drawing move. Now it says rook A5 check wins.
Play it.
No, because it's the same position.
Right.
You go here, and then you go here. Now it says
it's
rook
a
G1's a draw.
Right,
Why
that's why it was making the rook on the second rank.
Right, that's why I played rook
I
here.
understand.
Yeah.
But anyways, why can't you play even rook A1 now? No,
You don't win the
F5.
king and pawn ending.
No, you have king F5 anyway. You have king F5 now.
After here?
After rook takes rook check.
After check, I have king here.
Yeah. So we need our king on G4
Also, does this
already.
king and pawn ending win? I can't tell.
Right, our
it
king is
does.
too bad
It does.
anyway,
It does.
right,
No,
right.
it does win. King
Yeah.
G4 wins. Yeah. And king H6, then F5 wins. So, yeah. So when
Thanks,
you play
the invisible man.
So when you play rook here or whatever, your king has to be on G4.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when you check, the king can go to F5 instead of going back and trading rooks and winning. So let's have a look here. He could have played. He played king F2, which is a draw. He could have gone here. This is the only drawing move.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only drawing move. The way that it says white's winning doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's playing. It's just losing in tempo. Is it
Check
zigzag somehow?
There. Yeah, king F6 loses, right? Because you play rook, then you play your rook A1. Yeah. So it's saying check. King has to go here. And it says if king here, you're in zugzwang.
All right, gets king F6, king G4. Well, it says king G4 wins, so play it.
Check.
That's the only hope. We can agree that's the only hope because otherwise rook B1.
Yeah.
Or how do you win this?
I don't know.
I think it doesn't win. It's just says
Yeah, I think
3.85.
it's just
a
wrong.
draw.
Yeah.
Well, 3.85 could mean a draw. It could in this position.
No, I think it does mean a draw.
5 is a win.
I think it does mean a draw
Yeah,
because
5
it's
would be a
not.
winner.
It would just like announce mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a much better winning try.
Yeah, I thought this was winning.
Yeah,
For a minute.
it might be. Yeah. No, but it's weird to not do that. To like
Yeah.
put your rook here. Like I don't want my rook here. I want it here and here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also possible he didn't see this rook a1 idea or rook f5. You know, he didn't see that.
This is 8, so it's not table base, I don't believe.
Right.
It's 8
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, but this gave like no chances to win when he played rook h8. Yeah, even the engine's like, what is this? This is ridiculous. Yeah, there's no winning chances here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he tried and he failed miserably. But the only thing that matters is the guy's name is, the first in, it's Velimir Ivić. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody
okay,
pointed
it's
that
missing
out.
an O, right?
Velimir Ivić. Yeah, maybe. I guess
think it's
if his name was
Ovich.
Ovich, that, yeah. Very similar to Velimir Ivić.
There might even be an H at the end.
Put it in H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lesson is never try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, this is really good winning chances if he had played, the way to try to win. And then after King F6,
Right,
now it's just a draw. Yeah, now you can't ever win. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, there are a lot of ideas in these drawn end games, really.